Mom, Miranda!
Boys! What? Oh, Benjamin Warren, you are a sight for sore eyes and back and feet. I miss you.
I miss you.
Oh, Rosalind, thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh, I don't know about you, but that gets us excited. It is all hands on deck when the pandemic hits and the season premieres of Station 19 and Grey's Anatomy. I am so excited to welcome Chandra Wilson, Jason George to the show. Good morning to the both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So let's dive in. Here we are, the crossover event. I feel like these two shows started this whole crossover phenomenon that we've been able to see. And then throw in this crazy 2020 that we're all experiencing. The both of you have been able to share the stories of first responders for years now being able to tackle such a tough situation. What can people expect? How's the season's going to begin for both?
Well, exciting as always, because we have to do Station 19 Grey's Anatomy style. But really, we are honoring the first responders out there and humanizing what this experience has been. We kind of get bogged down with the numbers, and people become numbers, and everything, becomes a number. But there are human beings attached to all of those numbers, and our doctors on our shows, our writing doctors specifically say that they are forever changed as a result of the COVID-19 experience, and we truly want to honor that.
Yeah, there will be, from the people on the front lines and our first responders, there will be a level of post-traumatic stress disorder about the pandemic period of their lives. But I think the beauty of what we do is, as I think a lot of people discovered in their lives, the pandemic was this incredible, crazy thing that happened, and we all had to shelter in place in our homes and not see anybody. But my family, we had a couple of birthdays during the pandemic, and my son was turning 16, and it ended up being a more meaningful birthday because he really focused on what he has, the people that really mean something. And I think we're going to bring that to Station 19 and Grey's Anatomy, where the feels are just bigger, as it is for everybody in the pandemic. You have great fear, you have great anxiety, there's great problems in the world, and there's a lot of unrest, but your connection to people gets really deeper and stronger, and you love harder because of all that. And so there's going to be, underneath all that, there's going to be a great amount of joy and love, I think, on both shows that I think the fans are really going to appreciate. And it's going to feel even more like Grey's Anatomy and Station 19, because the feels are, Clutch the Pearls is going to be on like level 20.
Your relationship between the two characters, trying to keep up with it over the years has been really fun to be able to see the dynamic. And you say you're a sight for sore eyes when you're talking to, of course, character Ben Warren. What can we expect? Because the last few episodes of last season were cut short to kind of jump in and ran into the pandemic. Any more hopes of maybe realizing there could be a rekindle between the two characters?
We don't have to rekindle anything. Our Kindle is always there. We are the thing that we ground each other. And so here's the question: how do you stay grounded in your relationship in the middle of a pandemic? Especially because both of us are frontline workers. So we get the pleasure of being able to share that experience with our audience as well.
Yeah, it was a real honor being able to take on the idea of representing both sides of that front line. Typically we always talked about first responders as being the firefighters and police officers, but in a pandemic world, that extends to, in fact, the front lines. Like, I've been to a few different, I've had a lot of conversations with our firefighter and police officer friends during the pandemic, and they said it got quieter for us. They said, so we were trying to be there to support when the front line extended to all of those medical professionals. They became the true front line, and they were support for them. So being able to represent both sides of that equation through a loving couple is kind of an actor's dream.
Well, and I think I've been able to learn about both of the fields because of the shows that you're involved in. And we're seeing a different side of this pandemic. But I have to make sure, as soon as I saw this interview come down, Chandra, I, of course, went to your character. I have been such a fan of your character, her strong will, her personality, being able to bring that to the medical floor. And I think right now, take the pandemic out, it is always good to see the strong female characters. What has it meant to you to be able to portray a character as such?
Wow. She is a woman with goals and unapologetic about trying to pursue those goals. And as an audience member watching her, you get to see her flaws, and you get to see her not get it right, and you get to see her have amazing accomplishments. And what's been interesting about series television is that you never really know what your end is going to be, because, who knows if you're going to get picked up from one season to the next. But our audiences have had the pleasure of watching Miranda Bailey from the pilot and her ambition, have a goal, and get to watch her achieve that, being chief of surgery in about the time that it would have taken in real life to achieve that goal. So, and by the way, the person that she is now is who she thought she was back in the pilot. So there's probably a lot of things that she shouldn't have been doing in the beginning.
Love that.
She had no authority to do whatsoever. Yeah.
Well, again, 17th season. We're so excited to talk with the both of you too. Again, it all happens right here on ABC Thursday nights. Thank you to the both of you. I can't wait to enjoy. Take care. Nice to meet you.
Very good.
Much love.